Good morning, everyone. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options and your morning market preparation video for September 18th, 2017. Well, Friday, like all last week, the market was just extremely strong. There was just no pullback, no rest whatsoever. And this morning, if you'll notice, the bulls are inspired to gap us higher. So, what's going on? Well, first, we didn't have any more games being played by the North Korean leader. That certainly helped. But also, there was some movement in Washington, D.C., and it looks like there's some hopefulness now for the tax reform plan to move forward. So, as D.C. starts to move things forward and actually show some progress there, the bulls like the fact that they're looking at a big tax reform plan. So that's helping us move along here as well. Now, for this week, we've got a lot going on this week. First off, diamonds, new record high. Very, very strong, gapping to a new record high this morning. And you all know that I'm not really I don't like chasing a gap up morning. I see them as the potential, that gap up morning as the potential for the big guys to sell. And as people chase in, they have someone to sell to, and then the market ends up whipping back down, causing them an awful lot of pain. So I don't like to chase into those index mornings. What I like to do is give it a little bit of time, wait and see if the bulls really are going to step up. If they're going to step up, awesome. But we'll see that. And usually there'll be an initial pullback, and then we'll see if those bulls are really going to step in and buy at these levels, or if that was just a false breakout. Now, keep in mind, we've got lots of stuff on the docket this week. So as we move forward, we'll talk about that here. Let's take a quick look at the SPY. SPY left behind this island up here, which is a bearish look. Now, I understand this doesn't look the same way on, the SPX. And it's because the SPY issued dividends. But I use this chart, so I have to work with this chart. And this chart shows that bearish island being placed up there. We're rallying or gapping up to the bottom of that level this morning. So we'll have to wait and see how the market responds to that. But so far, there's just no denying. Our trend is up. The markets are strong. Stay with the trend. Stay with the market. Don't try to predict a top. You can go broke trying to predict the top. Stay with the trend of the market. Let's look at the Qs. Now, the Qs didn't quite get her done on Friday, popping up here, but just weren't quite able to hold on to that and really bust that loose. But that's okay. We're holding this trend very, very well. Even a consolidation all the way over into here would not be all that surprising, and would actually continue to show strength in the market because there wouldn't be any sellers in here. So keep watching this. Watch this for a breakout. Any kind of a consolidation across here, any kind of rest in here is still, in my opinion, very bullish for the Qs. And then IWM actually popped its head above this resistance level. Now you can see we've done that several times before, only to be pushed back. But this morning it's gapping higher in that move, showing a little follow through. So that gives us some hope, at least gives me a little hope that we will eventually see this maybe pull back or rest up here, hold this level, and then show us the buy signal. And that's where I will get very bullish on IWM. Now, IWM is one of those, it's lagged way behind the markets. If it's going to catch up, I want to own some IWM. So it's one that I will be watching for potential entry into that trend. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. Now here's this is a concern point for me, and that is the VIX is back down here testing historic lows. Tremendous complacency in the market always gives me that little sense of uncomfortableness because it really could spike at any time, and you can see how quickly those spikes can occur. So, as although that I'm very bullish this market, okay, you want to kind of have your head on a swivel here because the volatility around this market with all the things up in the air right now could certainly come back into play. So you want to trade long with this market. You want to stay with this market long, but you want to also be prepared for the volatility that could lay ahead of us here. And it could happen just in an instant almost. North Korea kicks something up. We've got some new tensions growing with Iran. All of this warm and fuzzy feeling out of Washington, D.C. could dissolve very quickly, and the market won't like any of those. So really, in a heartbeat, we could see all of this warm and fuzzy bullishness that we've got going right now fade very quickly. And that it's that VIX chart that helps me see that. So watch that very closely. Be prepared with a plan, okay? Make sure that you're taking those profits. Make sure you're working consistently. And be prepared to deal with some additional volatility if it does crop up, because it certainly could, and it certainly could happen very quickly, okay? So watch that closely. On the economic calendar, boy, we've got a big week on the economic calendar this week. Starting off really lightly here with the housing market index number that's expected to drop actually fairly dramatically due to the hurricane. So kind of keep an eye on that news event at 10 o'clock. We have the Treasury report here, international report at 4. I don't expect anything out of that. But then let's keep in mind the rest of this week, we've got some very big reports with FOMC right here in the middle. It's largely expected now that the FOMC is going to raise interest rates in December again. Due to the hurricanes, we are likely to start seeing inflation numbers spike up. That's going to give them cover to maybe move a little quicker on those interest rates. Right now, odds are of more than 60% of an interest rate rise in December. So keep an eye on that. It's also widely expected that they are going to start unwinding their balance sheet, which is also potentially could create some market impacts. And the number right now, they're talking about 10 billion increments of unwind at a time, which is pretty substantial. And so we'll have to watch that and see what that does to the market as well. So keep an eye on busy economic calendar week. On the earnings calendar, we don't have much going on today. We've got less than 20 companies reporting today. But let's keep in mind, earnings season for the fourth quarter is upcoming. So if you haven't developed that habit yet of checking earnings dates, making sure that you know the companies that you're holding when they're going to report, you really need to start getting into that habit, because soon, very soon, that's going to become an essential piece of every morning checking those earnings reports and making sure you're not holding something that's going to end up giving you a massive surprise if you're not planned or prepared for it. Okay, everyone. Hey, if this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I do put this out every day. This is part of my morning preparation, and it's not that I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart. I'm doing this because I believe in preparation, not luck. And I just happen to share that with everyone. If you guys find some value in this, please do me a favor. Click on that subscribe button on YouTube. And also click that follow me button on Facebook. And, of course, I'm always going to appreciate those thumbs up buttons and, click those like buttons and leave a comment. I really would appreciate that. Feel free to take advantage of this information. And guys know I've been around this business for 27 years. I'm always always try to be responsive to folks who have questions, not sure what they're supposed to be doing, or anything that I can do to help folks with their trading. So feel free to also, in those comments, ask a question. If I can help, I will try to get to that. All right, everyone. I want to wish everyone a awesome trading week. Great profits today. And I will talk to you all very soon now. Take care now.